And we've got more brilliant sessions for you lined up this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Our next session today, we're going to be measuring the return on investment of AI on optimization and personalization. So through AI personalization, marketeers can not only deploy a greater variety of more customized messages, but ensure that these messages are served to the right audiences and ultimately improve lift and sales. So I'd like you to join me now in welcoming to the stage ROHIT DADWAL, MMA CEO APAC and Global Head of SMARTIES. Can we have a round of applause, everyone, for ROHIT?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. That's more like it. Okay, so I'm going to start with a small attention test just to wake you guys up. And if somebody's seen this, please don't raise the hand when I ask the question later. So this is what it is.
To test just how much attention the attention-stealing design of the new Skoda Fabia actually steals, we left one parked on this ordinary road in West London. We wanted to see if its sharp crystalline shapes, bold lines, and lower, wider profile would attract the desired level of attention. Will the 17-inch black alloy wheels stop passers-by in their tracks? Will the angular headlights attract the attention of other road users? Will a crowd gather to check out its fresh, sporty look? Well, not quite. But did the attention-stealing design distract you from noticing that the entire street has been changing right before your very eyes? Don't believe us? Have another look. Did you spot the van changing to a taxi? How about the scooter changing to a pair of bicycles? Or the lady holding a pig? Let alone the fact that the entire street is now completely different. Didn't think so. So there we have it. Proof that the new Skoda Fabia...
Interesting. And I use this video just to give the context. We've been talking about AI since morning. We've been talking about AI. We've been hearing about AI. There are a lot of sessions, etc. But this has been happening around us for a while. And it continues to evolve. And this is a great example of where our focus is versus what is happening all around us. AI is definitely there for the making. It is there for us to realize that advertising and marketing as we know of it today is going to change. And it's already changing in pockets everywhere. So as a marketeer, as a publisher, technology provider, the focus needs to be on the product, but also awareness of what all is happening. I think Ehsan's presentation earlier was a great example that this is not going to happen only in one place, in predictive, generative, customer experience. It's going to happen across. It's going to happen across all industries. And therefore, it is really important to be aware of the fact that this is something that we need to embrace now, not wait for it. Because waiting for it is going to result in what happened here. You're not going to see it, and it's going to pass you by. So with that context, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes, and I think Melis in morning gave a good overview of what MMA does. We've actually launched AI as a core component of our organization. We are working on building communities. We are doing research. We are helping put education. There are a lot of links here. The presentation will be available for you. You can go and download, get access to all these webinars, links, training modules, etc. We truly believe the marketing organizations, the marketing industry, advertising industry, needs to embrace it far quickly than some of the other industries like supply chain or healthcare, etc. Because we, in the last 4 or 5 years, have been heavily dependent on ad tech or MarTech. And this is just the new phase of it. At MMA, we've generated a lot of reports, thought leadership around it. We truly believe that we are taking a leadership position of what AI should be and helping marketeers understand what they need to do to build that. So I heard this comment in the morning, AI won't replace you, person using AI will. I actually made this comment a few years back. And this was one of the posts that I had posted. It's again, the context is not about what AI will do for you as a person, but as an environment, what it will do for you. It won't take anything away. We just heard in the session, Dr. Tamar said, 85 million jobs and 100 million jobs, the delta is 50 million. It's how you embrace it. Yesterday, I was very surprised to see Ted Sarandos, who's the CEO, co-CEO of Netflix, actually also using the same quote. I wish he had given me the credit for it, but never mind. So it is important that we embrace it, and it's with that effect and that context, I wanted to share with you something that we've done. We've actually built a methodology. We've spent some money, a couple of $1 million, building the methodology, understanding the dynamics of what personalization at scale, what's the impact of generative AI and so on and so forth. And we've done it across few marketeers and have case studies. I'm going to share some of that. But before we get to that, I just wanted to run through some very basics. We all know mathematics. So if it's an A-B testing, if there's add A, which gets 0.4, add B gets 0.6, obviously we're going to use add B, and we're going to get an uplift of 20%. Okay? Everybody is fine with it? If we're going to do that in an aggregated format between male and female, build that cohort and build and see the results, we see add A works better for male, add B works better for female, and all of a sudden we see a 40% improvement. That's the basic premise of what I'm going to talk about. What happens here is, when you start doing that level by level, you start personalizing, you start creating that many opportunities for people to engage or for you to address the audience, you continuously get this incremental growth that will happen. So we truly believe that the incremental growth that will be fueled by AI optimized campaigns will be far greater than whatever we have seen till date, whether it is DCO, programmatic, etc. And we have case studies to prove that. For example, in this case study, if there were 72 versions of ads, originally were meant to be 18, and then you have so many variations, time of the day and so on and so forth. What it enables is to have 133 million opportunities to interact with the same audience using those creative sets, which earlier was not possible because there was no machine that was able to comprehend that at that speed of light, if you will, and to generate that message from the gentleman here to the lady here in real time. And that is what AI can do for you. But also, one of the panel said, AI is expensive. Today it is expensive. But what you need to see is the adoption of AI over a period of time will actually reduce the cost. But that compounds itself when it comes with generative AI. And you start to add generative AI, imaging, mid-journey, etc., you will realize the cost will be marginal. But this is a continuous journey. A one-time effort may or may not be ever worth it because the initial cost will be fairly significant. So we believe that if you were to do that, you will, for any campaign, marketing campaign, on the advertising campaign, you will see these kind of results. We've done 5 case studies. These are fairly common brands: Shell, Kroger, General Motors, Monday, and ADT is a security service company. These are kind of results that we've seen on AI optimized campaigns that we've built on our methodology. And that was also A/B testing certain campaigns were done with AI, and there was the basic campaign which was done without the AI optimization. And the difference was this. Let me share with you the Kroger example. Their KPI, just to give you context, these tests are done only on open web. They are not done on walled gardens because we don't get enough data back from that. One. Second point, it has to be a measurable digital KPI so that you can allocate measurement around it. In this particular case, the KPI, it was a new website for delivery of grocery for Kroger. Their KPI was getting traffic to those optimized pages. What we also learned is not that they got 259% more traffic, they got 42% more click-through, which is a result of the traffic, but they also got 17% more transactions and 16% more revenue. So it's not just the digital KPI. It has an overall effect on the campaign. So it is all top to the bottom funnel. You should not look at it as one-off element to this. So the optimized ad creative delivered a larger performance. In ADT's case, also was a display ad, open web, but in this case, they were generating leads. So first was just traffic, in this case was leads, and they had a growth of 169%. General Motors launched a new car, and this was a video campaign. A red color Jeep and a blue color Jeep. In this particular case, we only had 15 variations. And this is important. The more the variations, the more the optimization opportunity. In this case, the variations were only 15, and we still saw 68% lift in the campaign. And this is on existing media budget, existing campaign. You don't have to change anything. You have a campaign which is going to run in the next 3 months. You add the AI into the mix. And these are the kind of results you will see. For Monday.com, it was an audio campaign. So it's not only on digital or display, it can work across. And it was an audio campaign, and we realized that it was 188% lift. There were other elements that came out, and each of these is a fairly large case study. I can spend 30 minutes on each one of them, but this is quick highlights, and you can access all of that on MMA Global. What we realized is the norm that female voice works better was not true. In more than half of the states in US, with this campaign ran, it clearly showed the optimized value of the interaction and engagement was for male voice between 8 to 10 in the evening and 12 to 2 in the afternoon. And that was not something that they had learned earlier, and this was something which came up.
And we hit all of our goals.
So this, what we know so far, this is the kind of results. It's done on open web, display, video, audio. You can do it. You can build your cohorts the way you want, the way you structure your campaign, your existing campaign. It is just adding AI on top of it. It's not science. It's just a script. It's a simple script. You add on top of it, and you can get these. So how do you leverage this opportunity? I'm going to spend maybe 5 minutes on talking about this. It's a methodology and technology which is commonly available. Your ad servers, your programmatic platforms, everything is available. You do it from your current campaign, on your current structure. It is an enhanced form of DCO. DCO is not as robust as AI is, and we all understand why. And it's only an additional layer of data, non-PII data, that passes through the ad servers, which we believe can generate the results. But remember one thing. For AI to optimize something, 10%, the initial 10% of the impressions is what AI takes to learn. And based on that learning, it can start to optimize. We all know AI needs to learn. Whether you use ChatGPT or not, or any other format, you need to learn. So AI needs to learn. 10% of all impressions you spend on your campaign would be the learning for the tool. And then it starts to optimize. And that's how simple this is. You can build your media audience and cohorts based on the segments that you already have identified. And then AI can start to optimize and build based on the creatives. And these are creative sets that your creative agency will give, the messages, the images, etc., can be delivered from them. And then each message, each image can be combined by AI to generate, to specifically target the audience that it needs to. And when AI starts to match the right content per impression to the right audience, we've seen the predictive model of certain ads. For example, the top ad, the brown color ad, had the maximum appeal for the color. The purple car had the maximum appeal for the safety feature. And those are insights that start to come out. And there are a lot more insights which you can do. So what we've done is we've built the methodology, we built the structure, and this is what we've finally come to after a few campaigns. To get a fairly decent optimized campaign, you need to roughly work with 75 variations of your ad, which is the creative, 40 million impressions at a minimum for a campaign over a couple of months period, and a digital KPI. If you were to do that, the results that I've shared are almost guaranteed. I would not say guaranteed because I can't. It also depends on the merit of the campaign, but they are almost guaranteed. And we've seen that. We've done 6 case studies, 10 more case studies are work in progress, and I'm sure that will happen. And as I said, it's simple. It's your existing media plan, your existing ad network, your existing structures. It's just adding a script to optimize it. So it's not very difficult. It's not futuristic, scientific. It's happening. It's very simple. It just needs a fair amount of adoption. And you get real-time data on a dashboard, which you would. So MMA has built the methodology. MMA has worked on the framework. We don't do the technology. We partnered with some of the players who have the technology, like Claritas, Facta AI, and so on and so forth. And if there's any technology provider in the room, we are happy to partner with you to address the market in UAE. But as a marketeer, as an agency, if you want to try, you can take this. It's an MMA. MMA is an industry body. It's open for anybody to try with a marginal cost. And you can actually see the creative performance on a real-time basis on a particular cohort, etc. That was also an example that we saw in the morning in the demo in the first presentation that happened today. So just a quick recap. If you were to do it, it's a variation of creatives, certain amount of impressions that you need to do, manage the frequency cap, because the more variations, the lesser the frequency cap, and the larger the audience base. It is built on your existing media plan, on your existing creative, and a small inject on the technology, which is the KPI. So leveraging AI is a journey. As I said, the cost today is big. It will get smaller, but you have to adopt, you have to launch, you have to build on it, and then it will start to automate and transform automatically. If you do it campaign after campaign after campaign, it will give you those kind of results. Then the costs will come down, the optimization will go ahead. And with that, I will summarize my presentation in these 2 slides. What I'm going to share with you, how many of you know this picture? Anybody in the room knows what this picture is? Nobody? It's actually the Amazon Delta. These are 2 rivers, Rio Solimnos and Rio Negro, which makes the big Amazon River. These two rivers flow at different speeds. One flows at 6 kilometers an hour, one flows at 4 kilometers an hour. One's temperature is 22 degrees, one's temperature is 24 degrees. But they do not merge when they come together in this previous slide. When they come together, you can see it does not merge into each other for 8 kilometers. That long and beyond. And this is one of the most visited destination in Brazil. The phenomena is due to the difference of temperature, difference of the speed, and so on and so forth. And it's called the meeting of the waters. Why I mention this is AI and technology, the way we use it, is going to sustain in the similar manner. It's an analogy that I'm using. It is going to happen. It will take time, but eventually it will merge. But while it is working, you have to start, while it is running, you have to start adopting it so that you can actually see the effect as it merges going forward. If you want to get involved with us, if you want more